Alright, this formula is getting boring. Let's do something more me style. Hopefully you know how to do the grenade jump, but if you don't, here's a little rundown for you. Jump on the thing, look straight down, crouch, and then throw a grenade. Jump a bit before the explosion and move a little forward. Don't hold forward the whole way or you might overshoot it just like I did in the first attempt. Here's where things get a bit interesting, so pay attention. Get about in the middle of the antenna and look about where I'm looking. Note that the leeway is very large for this strat. Don't stress over being overly precise. Then wait for the leg on the right to reach around its peak height, which is about here. I recommend looking a lot higher up than I did in this attempt. It should really look more like this. And here's where I was aiming beforehand. The horizontal is the only thing that matters, not the vertical. At this point, you'll want to jump. However, you need to start holding backwards before you jump, and continue holding backwards until you land, like so. Now, before you start saying, "Isn't this the same crap that you've had for the last 50 videos containing this strat?" I'd like to point out that this rendition has 12 frames of leeway. Let that sink in. 12 in a 30 FPS game, which is 0.4 seconds. The average human reaction time is 0.2 seconds, and that's double that. Compare that with the 2 or 3 frames for the 2 nade strat, about 4 to 5 from the previous 1 nade strat, and about 7 for the nadeless strat. They also had a lot more precision, particularly with positioning. The only one that got close to 0.2 seconds was the nadeless strat, and it was not very consistent. Whereas this new one is incredibly consistent. That's pretty much all there is to it. The rest of the video is just going to be other attempts that I got. I didn't have any failed attempts except for the ones that I really tried to force. So yeah. This was the earliest jump that I could get, which was 20 frames after a certain reference point. Notice how I land on the gun without any bouncing. That's just practically unheard of. Here's the latest one that I got, which was 32 frames from a reference point. Ridiculously close, but it still made it. Here's a standard attempt that was 24 frames from the reference point. And the rest is just other standard attempts. Besides, you're probably annoyed at my voice anyways. Later.